Okay, so we're finally here. We're officially 2 days away for the match between Barcelona and Athletic Club. The reason why the majority of the fan base is so happy right now is because we're going to be playing at the Spotify Camp Nou for the first time since 2022. Let me give you guys some facts before we go deeper into this video. Gavi was the last player to score at the Camp Nou, right? And then we have Rashford, who was the last player to score at the Estadi Olímpic. Knowing this, right, who do you believe is going to be the first player to score at our brand new stadium? Take a guess. I think that's going to be a lot of fun to like make these guesses and predictions, and we'll see who comes out right. I'm going to say here, I think that the first player that's going to score at the Spotify Camp Nou is going to be, I'm just gonna make it very easy for myself. Yamal. I think that Yamal will be the first player to score the goal at the Spotify Camp Nou, and I think that Yamal owes us a lot of goals in the first place. So there goes my prediction, and let's move forward from there, right? Because we have came a long way. 913 days away without playing at the Spotify Camp at the Camp Nou in general. I felt like a very long time, but we're here, and I think that knowing that there's going to be 45,000 people attending in this game, I expect them to be loud. I expect them to come out with full support. Nico Williams is going to be like, oh my god, bro, like what did I miss on? How the hell did I reject Barcelona twice? Look at this beautiful stadium. Look at this beautiful team. Please score against us, because I have mercy for you guys. You guys are an amazing, beautiful club. I'm just joking, but like still, it's going to be a moment, and I expect Athletic Club to give us a fight. Like, I'm not trying to say here that Athletic Club is going to be a team that we're going to just like whoop their ass and it's going to be 6-0, 7-0. No, I think that there's going to be a tough battle, but it is going to be a battle that will be very entertaining. Barcelona currently sit in second place after 12 matches with 28 points. That is 9 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses, trailing Real Madrid by 3 points. So there is that chance that Barcelona can get into first place, because like I've said before, and I'm going to say it again, there is nothing special about this Real Madrid side. I understand that they have great players, but this is a Madrid side under Xabi Alonso that does have its flaws, and I think that this team can lose against anybody. It's not just like Atletico Madrid, where they lost like I think like 5-2 or 4-2, something crazy like that. This Real Madrid side can lose against anybody, and so I think that Barcelona have to do their own job and make sure that we win the next 10 games for sure, because I do believe that within these next 10 LaLiga games for Real Madrid, they will be losing some points, whether it's through a tie or through a loss. So Barcelona have scored a league high of 32 goals so far, but we have conceded 15, which means that we have a 17 goal difference. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I think that in terms of like us scoring a lot of goals, it's a lot. Like, I'm talking about Barcelona have scored a lot of goals in the first like 15, I think like what, how many games have we played? 12, 13, 15 matches so far. We have scored a lot. I think that we have beaten our previous season record. But the only reason why Barcelona is falling short is because we can see too much at the back, and that's basically it. It states here that 17 goals in the last 5 matches does showcase that Barcelona have no trouble in scoring goals, but defensively we are very fragile. Barcelona have gone 9 straight matches without a clean sheet. That is their worst defensive run since 2013. I'm telling you guys, our defensive line and our defense in general is the reason why we have not been in our best state. Offensively, we are okay, but I hope that whatever happened in these in the past 10 to 12 days, whatever happened with Hansi Flick and the rest of the sporting staff, I hope that they figured something out, that they have a plan. Athletic Club currently sit in 7th place with 17 points from 12 matches, with 5 wins, 2 ties, and 5 losses. So they have been very inconsistent, both domestic and also in Europe. And they have beaten Real Oviedo 1-0 in their last outing. Nico Williams did actually score the winner, but we'll see how Nico Williams does perform against us, because I think that Nico Williams is not in his best state physically, and that only tells us that we have to play our best level. We have to have our best starting 11. I think that we can have our best starting 11, because you know what? Frank de Jong is not going to be there. Marc-Andre Ter Stegen is not going to be there as well, and Gavi's not going to be there, but that's basically it. Everybody else is going to be there. Maybe also not Pedri, but still, Pedri will be available next week, but Raphinha will be back. Yamal is going to be 100%. Lewandowski seems like he's fully firing. We have a lot of players returning, even with Jong García as well. Yeah, he has recovered from the knee injury, and he is going to be available for the selection. I don't know if he's going to be starting. Maybe Flick does start him. I would like to see Jong García start, but it's going to be up to Hansi Flick. He knows best. I have not seen Szczesny nor Jong García full time during the training sessions, and so only Hansi Flick knows best. So don't be surprised if Szczesny starts in this match against Athletic Club. However, I will personally like to see Jong García. We have heard of some things about Mark Casado for some reason. Like there has been some growing issues that he has been experiencing, which is not good news because we already don't have Pedri, we already don't have Frankie De Jong, and you're gonna tell me that Casado may not be there. Like who else is gonna be available for the double pivot position? We'll be talking about that in just a few minutes. But as for the Athletic Club side, Nico Williams has returned. He went through like a hernia pain type of situation. He's going to be returning. I just don't know if he's going to be 100% fit. They have this other player named Sanket who's going to be returning as well. However, they have a lot of injuries. Nico Williams is out. Yere is also suspended. Unai, injured. They have Unai Simon, also injured. We have Inigo Lukui, Luque or something like that, right? He has a fitness concern. So there's a lot of injuries that Athletic Club is dealing with, and I think that Barcelona have to capitalize off of that. I think that Barcelona also, going into this game, should by no means play very conservative. Hansi Flick did state this before the international break did start. Hansi Flick did say that, I am not gonna drop my idea. No matter what you guys say, no matter how many goals we concede, I'm not gonna drop my idea. This is FC Barcelona. We have to play aggressive. We have to play with a high line. We need to have a possession first approach. We need to score as many goals as possible. We need to go out there and play our game, bring the game to them. Hansi Flick made a huge stance on that, so he defended his idea. A lot of us, not me, right, but a lot of us, I would just say Barcelona fans, were saying that he needs to drop this type of playing style. We need to play more conservative, more horizontal passes, maybe drop a little bit deeper. But Hansi Flick said no. There is no way we're going to be doing this. And I love that because that is what Barcelona's identity is. Barcelona's attacking identity is something that is furious, something that is very exceptional, something that you want to see on the screen. I do not want to see a Barcelona side that's very conservative, something that we saw between 2020. We also saw it sometimes back in 2013. There were some Barcelona sides where they were playing conservative, but not under this Hansi Flick side. He is looking at this squad and he's saying, look, Yamal, Lewandowski, Raphinha, Dani Olmo, Alejandro Balde, all of these players have the capability to attack well, so I'm going to use this to my advantage. I am not going to play conservative whatsoever. So we are going to just continue to be that team where if we concede 2 goals, we have to score 4 or 5 back. That's just how it's going to be for the rest of the season. Don't expect Fleet to drop this playing style at all. And I think that with Ernesto Valverde also hearing this, I expect him to play a little deeper than usual. He usually does like to play in a 4-2-3-1 system. Now he's way more disciplined in terms of like playing conservative, having the ball as much as possible. And we have seen this through his time at Athletic Club, also with FC Barcelona. And so we have to be very careful on where we do lose the ball. We cannot lose the ball in dangerous areas. We have to press and press with a lot of organization and knowing where we have to stand, knowing what corners we have to block when Athletic Club do have the ball. Like I've said, right, and what Hansi Flick said, we have to press well from the front first, because if we don't, our midfield line and our defensive line is going to be exposed. Is that going to change when Raphinha does return, and if he does play? So that's going to lead me towards the next conversation, right? Because with Raphinha and Lamine Yamal, of course, there is that huge boost. But I just don't know if we're going to be seeing that trio of Lewandowski, Yamal, and Raphinha playing together like from the very beginning, because the one player that does deserve to be in the attack and to start, it is Marcus Rashford. I expect Marcus Rashford to be starting on the left wing position. I have made up my mind. I know that I was contemplating on who I wanted to see between Marcus Rashford and Raphinha, or whether we should have Rashford on the right side and we should have Rashford on the left, Raphinha on the right, and with Yamal in the center. I was thinking about things like that, but I just think that Flick will play it safe and very, I would just say, predictable. I think that Raphinha is going to come off the bench and Marcus Rashford is going to stay on the left wing position because he is on form, and there is no way I can see Hansi Flick try and punish that and say that you're going to be sitting down only because Raphinha is back. Raphinha, I think, needs game time for him to gain momentum, and Rashford has momentum. So who would you choose? I would choose Marcus Rashford. So that is going to be my kind of like take on this whole thing, right? Marcus Rashford will be on the left with Yamal on the right, Firmino in the center, and Lewandowski up top. But the real question is going to be this, right? A lot of talk, right, on Raphinha or Marcus Rashford. But the main talk is who's going to be in the double pivot position. And I'm going to give you guys like 2 ideas. It could go either way. And I think that it's going to look something like this. It's either going to be the first option, which is Olmo on the CDM position with Bernal on the right, because once again, we're not going to have Frankie. I would have Frankie and Olmo together because we saw that in the previous game. But it does seem like Bernal and Olmo will be in the double pivot position so far, with Fermin Lopez on the number 10 position and Eric Garcia on the right back position. If this does not end up happening, right, and Hansi Flick says, look, Bernal just played, because we have seen Bernal just play. And he says that Bernal is still not ready, that he does not like what he sees from the training sessions, then I think that the right option is going to be something that we will be seeing, with Casado and Eric Garcia in the midfield, and then Fermin Lopez right in front of them, and then we have Jules Koundé as always on the right back position. However, I don't know what I don't know what the hell that's gonna look like, right? Like, if you think about it, on our right side, if we assume that Eric Garcia starts in the double pivot position with Casado, look at that triangle that could be formed. Eric Garcia, Jules Koundé, and Lamine Yamal. Like, imagine that duo between Garcia and Jules Koundé trying to play out from the back. That is all center backs on the right side. It's insane, because we have no other option. Like, who else are we gonna use? Like, I know that Bernal is that like that answer, but I just don't know if Hansi Flick even trusts him. And also keep in mind that with me saying that Eric Garcia plays in the CDM role, Eric Garcia has yet to play in that role in this season. He has had nine appearances as a center back and 4 appearances as a right back, and then 3 appearances as a substitute, but never has ever seen the CDM position in this season so far. Could this be the first time Eric Garcia sees that position? Only because we have no other options. Gavi, Pedri, Frankie are all not going to be there. So let me know in the comment sections down below, which side would you choose, or maybe you have a different starting 11. Is it the left side or the right side? That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.